Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Snews here at LonghornStation.com. With Ahmad Brooks, I'm John Medani. We comprise the Wake Up Call Monday through Friday from 6 to 9. And today we're talking about the Texas offense versus the Nebraska defense in anticipation of Saturday's Big 12 championship game. Let's just lay it out. What scares you?
I'll tell you right now what scares me are those two big men in the middle. And I know this defense for Nebraska has 4 all Big 12 performers, but it's Sue and Crick that I'm nervous about. The one thing that I will say, they've had a lot of success in the Big 12. They will be going up against the most experienced offensive line in the Big 12 in this Texas offensive line unit. I think that should play to their advantage as far as scheming against these guys, but I'm pretty sure we won't stop them, and I think it'll come down to running them down, finding a way to make them get after the quarterback while Colt is in the pocket. They might get a little restless trying to chase Colt down all game long, and they're going to throw the football for Texas. But those two big boys in the middle are treacherous indeed.
And it's funny, the name that we all focus on is Ndamukong Suh, which we should because he's that good. But I'm more afraid of Jared Crick. I just am. This is the guy we saw him have 5 quarterback sacks against the Baylor Bears in a 20-10 game earlier this season. And he's the guy, with fantasy football, I always take the second receiver when I'm building my team because I know they draw the single coverage. Well, if you devote 2 blockers to Sue, a lot of times that leaves Crick man up because you can't take 4 guys to block the 2 tackles. Otherwise, you give the DNs a field day. I think he's the guy. He's taller than Sue. He's 6'6", 285, something like that. And the Nebraska defense, very formidable. This is not lip service when Greg Davis tells you, they're going to be tough to score on. They gave up 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 0 points. 4 teams were held to 3 points or less. 7 teams held to 10 points or less. They're stingy to score on. This Texas offense is going to have to be very patient. It's kind of like playing an Oklahoma team. They're going to have to be very patient and wait to see what Nebraska gives them.
Well, they haven't had the 3rd highest scoring offense in the country rolling either, and that's where Texas ranks, averaging 43 points a game. Colt McCoy is playing out of his mind, and I think when you look back at that 2005 national championship team, they didn't always win on defense. They won with that offense just making plays and scoring more points than the opposite team. And I think when it comes down to it, this offense will challenge this Nebraska defense, particularly when they come with 4 wides, empty set. Can Nebraska, and does Nebraska have enough players in the secondary to be able to combat Kirkendall, Malcolm Williams, and, of course, the ever-impressive Jordan Shipley?
That's a good point. Texas Tech spread Nebraska out from sideline to sideline, scored 31 points on them, in Lincoln. So, tomorrow we'll talk about the Texas defense against that Nebraska offense. Be sure, if you're not going up to Dallas for the game, Arlington, I should say, come join us down at Abel's on the Lake. We start up at 3 o'clock. We'll be down there with our pregame show, watching the SEC championship game while we get ready for the Big 12 title game. See you tomorrow right here on the Snews.